I wanted to start with a love tuner today, given everything that's been going on and is continuing today. Apparently, Deepak Chopra uses one of these, and this helps our body, our cells, reset to a natural frequency of love and health and well-being. So I invite you to take a deep breath, take this in. I'm going to do one more blast so you can settle into this frequency with me. Welcome. My name is Carie King, and I'm a Law of Attraction life coach. I'm excited to be with you during our Feminine Frequency Festival today. A shout out to Jessica for putting all of this together and gathering feminine healers from around the world to help raise the frequency, especially now in these troubling times. It's one of the reasons why I love this love tuner. If you want information about it, we'll be putting that in the comments so you can follow the link and learn about it and maybe get one for yourself if you'd like. So my daughter, Caitlin, is joining me today on speakerphone. Say hi, Caitlin.
Hi, everybody.
We worked together and we had the technology all set up to do this together with a split screen. And then, as you can imagine, technology did not cooperate. So it's certainly a first world problem, and she's going to join us by speakerphone. We work together. We work on my marketing together. And I also raised her with the law of attraction. So when I started talking about this with her, we came up with this idea of kind of like an interview session where she asks me questions that she's heard me answer over the years, and we guide you this way. So that's what we're going to do today. She's also going to be checking out any comments and questions you might have. So any questions you have, please put them in the comments below. We're going to look at those in a few minutes. That's the best way to do this. I want to know what comes up for you as you listen to this and what questions you have. So I've been studying the law of attraction for over 2 decades, and it's an interesting topic. A lot of people think, oh, well, that means I can just think positive thoughts and then I can get $1 million or the sports car or the car I want or the man or woman of my dreams. And they try it for a little while, try positive affirmations, and then kind of throw it down. This doesn't work. And so since I've been practicing this for 20 years, I wanted to talk with you guys about this today. When Jessica invited me to this event, and I thought about 2020 and the things that I've used to help me get through these challenging times. And even today, we're getting piled on with more. This has helped me a lot. Law of Attraction has. So I wanted to talk with you about it. So yeah, what we're going to start with is, I mean, a lot of people here may already know, but for those of you who don't, I want to talk about what the law of attraction is in a nutshell. The law of attraction says that we create our own reality through our vibrational alignment, or to quote Abraham Hicks, that which is likened unto itself is drawn. In other words, nothing happens to you. It all happens by your invitation. So you may be thinking, no, I wouldn't have invited that traffic, or I wouldn't invite this, that, the other thing, fill in the blank with anything. And certainly that's a hot topic. A lot of people have an immediate reaction to that of like, no, I didn't invite this. And I hear you. And I have quite a few things in my life too that I feel that way about. However, we often don't realize how we are inviting these things. We are inviting them by our attention to them, whether they're things we want or don't want. So it's not about, oh yes, I want that and I'm inviting it to my life. Great. No, I don't want that. And so no, I'm not inviting that to my life, so I shouldn't get any of it. The minute you turn to it and look at it and say, no, I don't want that, you're magnetizing yourself to it. Frustrating, I know, but it's kind of like the law of gravity. It's not, it doesn't fix it for you. It doesn't go, well, Carie, I know you don't really want that, so I won't bring you that. It brings you what it brings, what you focus on. So this can be challenging for a lot of people, and I totally get that. Positive affirmations can help, but at times positive affirmations are kind of fake it till you make it. And really what the universe is feeling and seeing and hearing is what's really in your heart. So yeah, I also wanted to address vibrational alignment. That's a phrase I throw around a lot, and most people in this circle may know what that means, but I wanted to speak to that anyway and get some clarity on what I mean by vibrational alignment. So vibrational alignment typically means how your conscious and your subconscious are lined up. For example, I can consciously want a life partner, but if my subconscious is still holding on to abandonment fears stemming from childhood, I'll keep recreating that reality because my subconscious is following that. So it's super important for our conscious and our subconscious to line up in these ways. And so that's a lot of what I do in my coaching. And if you are doing some coaching, great. It can be very helpful. Some people want to know, well, if I'm not into coaching, what can I do? Okay, well, sometimes it's as simple as forming a new habit gradually over time. And that takes tenacity and dedication. It takes commitment. And it's so interesting that we say, I'm going to form a new habit, lots of New Year's resolutions this time of year, and yet we don't follow through and do what it takes to actually form that new habit. So that is also something I work on in coaching with people, where it's like, okay, how do we work with the part of you that really does want to form this new habit? And how do we get that in place? Another simple tool that I invite people to consider is YouTube. Going to YouTube and finding some, I like the Abraham Hicks videos. They talk a lot about law of attraction. Lots of people do, though. You don't have to just look at theirs. I will go into YouTube and type in any topic. Abraham Hicks, frustrated at work today. Abraham Hicks, frustrated with my partner. Abraham Hicks, house repairs. Abraham Hicks, feeling overwhelmed by what's going on in the world. You can type in any kind of search and get just about any video on any topic from Abraham Hicks. And that always lifts me up. Some people will watch, puppy and kitten videos to cheer themselves up. Anything you can do to make yourself feel better is going to help you with your vibrational alignment. Because at the end of the day, we do spend a little too much time thinking about it, talking about it, doing therapy for it, doing coaching on it, when in reality, the better we feel, the better everything gets. The better we feel, the better everything gets. So that's the basics for now. I wanted to check in with Caitlin real quick and see if there are any questions or comments that have been posted. Caitlin?
So far, I don't see anything.
Okay.
We have Verona saying hello, Amanda Faulkner.
Hi.
Sydney.
Yay.
So nice to see you, ladies.
Oh, yay. Post highs to them. Hellos to them. So happy to see you guys. Thank you. So yeah.
Let's see what else.
Yeah. So this, I want to speak to this subconscious topic for a moment, because it's pretty deep and you may have some experience with it. And so you get what I'm saying. And some people haven't really explored this yet. So basically in our childhood, there are always mistakes that are made. You could have the best childhood, the best parents, aunts and uncles, grandparents, and all that. And I had some pretty awesome family members raising me for sure. And still little things will happen. And as a kid, the adults don't notice that our brains are working and we're coming to a conclusion about ourselves about others and about the world from this moment and our misinterpretation of it. It's often our misinterpretation. So we make these decisions about ourselves and the world, and often they're not the benefit of the doubt. We're not giving ourselves or anyone else the benefit of the doubt in that moment. And when it happens with an emotion, our nervous system holds on to it. And so there's this myelin sheath that goes around this signal that the nervous system has held on to. And so we go into our adult lives holding on to this definition of reality, and that's normal for us. And we look around and everyone is walking around with these normal views of life happening under the surface. Let me see if I can think of an example.
So I know a really easily accessible one for me is I know a lot of people who we've learned that love and relationships are supposed to be painful and stressful and struggle all the time.
Yep, exactly.
Because it's what we've seen and what we've been taught.
Exactly. Yeah. And they explain this really well in that movie, What the Bleep Do We Know? They show it visually. It's really cool. I love that movie because it combines quantum physics and the law of attraction and an actual life story. So the main character, they show her having flashbacks about walking in and seeing her husband sleeping with another woman. And it shows how her brain decides that, oh, that always happens. Oh, that's what love is. And that trauma is real for her. And so that's a perfect example. Thank you, Caitlin. Perfect example where we come to, I was 16 and my boyfriend at the time broke up with me because he lived in Maine and I lived in Florida, and we met in the summer up in Maine. And that was totally reasonable for him. But I took that personally and decided that there was something wrong with me. And if I could just be nicer and sweeter, he would have put up with the distance or whatever it is, right? So not true. And so this is some of the subconscious material that's going on for us. Another example, very simple, people cutting us off in traffic. For some people, not a big deal. For me, big deal. For some reason, way back when, that was some symbol of disrespect, that I don't matter, that I don't exist, that you can just cut me off. And so as an adult, as a mature, logical adult, why do I go to such extremes and flip out about someone cutting me off in traffic? And then of course, the law of attraction would say that the more I'm worried about that, the more I'm going to draw in more people who are going to cut me off in traffic, which is super fun. Great opportunity to grow and learn and stretch out of that and create new habits and new reactions in myself, right? So yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Some of you may be so familiar with this that it's like, oh yeah, I know this like the back of my hand. That's awesome. If you do have any questions either now or if you're watching this later, post them in the comments because I'm going to follow up with these right after we get off live, and later on over the next couple of days, I'll be monitoring comments. So I did want to be clear that the law of attraction is not a magic pill. And a lot of people are looking for that. And so it's not a magic pill, and it does work with consistent and gradual practice. What I mean by work is it's working all the time. But if you want to see different results, more positive results in your health, in your wealth, in your relationships, it does work with consistent gradual practice. For example, about 15 years ago, I started asking myself, well, wait a second, if I really believe in this law of attraction thing, then I should be able to improve my health and never get sick again. Well, something in my brain goes, that's ridiculous. And so I watched that and I said, well, it's ridiculous as long as I say it's ridiculous. And what is not ridiculous? What could I do? Well, let me see what I could do. Maybe I could manifest a reality where I rarely get sick. And so 15 years ago, I started this. And for a good 5 years, I'd get sick and go, oh, it doesn't work. And I would just keep with it and keep with it and keep with it. And sure enough, I have not had a flu or a fever in 10 years. Common cold was a little harder because it's a common cold, right? Even the name, like, oh, of course you should get that. It's been 3 years. since I've had a common cold. And so each time I felt something that felt like a cold, like a little twinge in my nose, and I felt like, oh no, this is, the beginning of a cold, I would stop myself and I would say, and it's very possible that my body is doing whatever it needs to do right now to clear whatever is twinging that up. There's so much that happens on a microscopic level that we don't even know. And so how about I have faith in my body and what it's doing? And that little twinge, I just go, thank you, body. Thank you for doing what you're doing. I drink a little more water that day, drink a little more orange juice. And sure enough, the last dozen times that's happened, it passes within 24 hours or less. And I, again, haven't had a common cold in 3 years. So this stuff works. And I don't know many people who can say that they don't get sick and haven't gotten that sick in this long. If you are one of those people though, please put it in the comments. I want to connect with you. And if you have questions about that, let me know. Happy to answer those as well. So let's see. Any comments, Caitlin?
Yes, so we got some more comments. Melissa Grace said hello.
Awesome.
Danny Monks.
Danny, yay. Hello, beautiful. Yes. Awesome.
So I really had another question. I mean, I know that you kind of already addressed it, but how would you advise people to start changing their mindset?
That is a good question. That is a good question. It does take tenacity and dedication and perseverance, and it's worth it because you feel better. Basically, the more we feel better in any given moment, the easier it is going to be to change our mindset. It's kind of like begets like. Like, I don't know, I've had a vacation and sat on the couch for 3 days, and then 4th day, I'm still sitting on the couch, and day 5, I'm still sitting on the couch. And I think to myself, how do I ever get anything done in my life? Well, it was a vacation, right?
Right.
Then I can have other periods of my life where I get going and I've got this to do and this to do and this to do. And I start knocking it out of the park and I get this momentum going and I get doing that. Same with our emotions and feeling better and feeling worse. The more we do things that make us feel yucky, the yuckier we're going to feel and the easier it's going to be to do those things. And the more we do things that make us feel better, the better we're going to feel and the better we're going to feel, and it spirals upward. We want to get caught up on those upward spirals. I'm not saying it's easy, not at all. And it doesn't help to beat ourselves up when we're on a downward spiral. That's just more of a downward spiral. So I would suggest making a list of the things that do make you happy and just keep it in view somewhere. And also maybe little post-its around that remind you of the things that make you happy, that make you smile. So that if you just got a bad phone call and you're in the car and you've got one of those post-its on your visor, boom, there it is. It's reminding you. I have reminders on my phone. Most phones have a notes app or a reminders app or a tasks app. I have those reminders come up in my phone, and they're scheduled to come up like once a month if I have 30 of them. They're fun little happy reminders. What else? What do you do, Caitlin?
Well, I think my work recently has been just stopping those downward spiraling thoughts in their tracks. I think you have also studied quite a bit of neurobiology, which really helps explain how to retrain your brain. And it's really just, that's why you say it's not easy, because it's not easy and it really takes practice. And it takes recognizing those thoughts that are not serving you, the thoughts that are causing you a further downward spiral. And it's just about stopping the thoughts in their tracks and choosing something else. And doing that over and over and over again, however many times it's necessary in a day.
Yep. And I like that. Yep. And I love that you brought up neurobiology and reminded me of that. I remember reading Bonnie Bradnock, being a brainwise therapist during my master's degree, and how basically our neocortical is dedicated to seeing how a current situation is a repeat of the past. And that's a survival mechanism, because then if I need to act quick, if I need to get away from that saber-toothed tiger or whatever it is, I need to have that information, right? The other half of the neocortical is dedicated to, how is this a new situation? And when we get triggered by something and activated and we can feel it, it's hovering right between those two functions of the neocortical. And any moment that we choose to breathe, to get the love tuner out and blow the love tuner, to do something that makes us feel good, to soak our feet, to take a bath, to call a friend, to watch puppies and kittens on YouTube, whatever it is, we shift our neurobiology and train our brain that old pattern of, crisis, this sucks, this is always downward spiral. We retrain that and we go in a positive direction, and it really does work over time. And I mean, I can get on the phone with you and tell you more personal stories about the things that I have changed in my, Caitlin can tell you the things I've changed. I mean, I used to bug the crap out of her because I wanted so much to spend so much time with my daughter because she's so amazing. And I have worked over the years on telling my brain neurobiology that, hey, she is wonderful and my life is great too. So if she cancels, if she changes plans, if she says no to an invitation, that's not a big deal. And that wasn't always the case, right, Caitlin?
It was not always the case.
So, well, we're coming up on time. I want to respect your time. We also have more women coming on after me, so please stay tuned to the Feminine Frequency Festival Facebook page. That's a lot of F's. It's all week, all the way through the 12th. This is the perfect time to join.
One question.
Yeah.
So, well, first of all, Magda Murphy says, happy reminders are a great idea. I haven't been sick in 2 years either, but I truly believe that what you think has a huge role on your physical health. True.
Yep.
Amanda Faulkner did a program with her son for 16 weeks on creating new neurological pathways. It was called Brain Highways. Love it.
Yes. Yes.
And then a question, Verona Garland wants to know, what about chronic disease?
Yeah. So there are some big topics that a brush over on law of attraction would not be helpful, because it sounds like we're saying to somebody with a chronic disease, oh, this is easy, get over it. Not saying that at all. Not saying that at all. My version of a chronic disease is, again, so when I was a month old, my mother was in the hospital on death's door. She didn't die. However, at the time, none of us knew that. And my dad was overwhelmed and left me crying in the crib. For me, I thought that men leave and don't come back. That's something chronic that I've been dealing with my whole life. Now, it's not on par with a chronic disease. I get that. And I don't have personal experience with that. However, the work that I've had to do diligently over decades, 2 decades, to reframe my neurobiology is something similar. I would always recommend, though, that you collaborate. If you wanted to use the law of attraction, that you would use it in conjunction with whatever Western medicine is helping you already, and alternative medicines out there too, definitely. For sure. Yeah. So if you want to visit my website, we'll put that in the comments below, carieking.com, just 1 R in Carie. My Facebook page, we'll put that link in there as well. We're also going to put the Feminine Frequency Festival link in the comments below for you. And thank you so much for joining us. I'm so happy to have you here. And if you're joining later, watching later, thank you. And I look forward to hearing from you. I'll be following up with the comments later too. Have a great afternoon. I'm sending you all of my love and light. And oh, let's do this one more time. It feels so good.
Yeah.
Yay! And thank you, Caitlin, for being here with me.
You're so welcome.
Bye-bye. See you next time. Okay, how does it look?
It looks great.
Why is there this other tab here? Okay.
Are we sure we're no longer live?
Yeah,